inside this Mercedes-Benz, we have an essential for me, which is the lovely big sunroof. You've got also the cover that covers it up as well. It will go fully back. You've got a beautiful wood finish on the steering wheel and just genuine leather on the surfaces that just feels amazing. Complete control of all the seats with not just one memory but 3 memory seats, and the driver's seat, all the bolster, there's no real wear and tear at all. It's in unusually good condition. This model features the seats that go back and forward. All working on both seats as well. So switching on the car, as you can see there's no lights on the dash. Lovely sounding engine. Beautiful V8 just very quietly burbling away. A nice little thing for your Gucci's in there. And what a lovely car to be in. Now, so you've got this Android screen here, and this is a touch screen, so you can Bluetooth music, pair up to your phone and play the music from your phone, which was difficult or not possible on the original stuff. You've got navigation, you've got also other apps if you're that way out, and all the buttons for they were originally here buttons, parking sensors on and off, and a clock, and just a picture if you don't want to see any of that stuff. I quite like the clock myself. Now, if you want to turn that back into the original screen, number one, you could do that entirely if you're a purist, should we say, and all the stuff to do it is in the boot to put the original stuff back in the car. However, I wouldn't see the point, because if you want the original format, there it is. Now it's running on the original Mercedes stuff, and that's how it would originally look, is like that. And that's a virtual version of what was there originally, and still functional from the jog wheel as it would be in the normal car. So there's no absolute downside to this, just an upside. However, if for some reason you didn't like that, all the original stuff is in the boot to put it back. Your mileage now is 75,160 miles. I've been doing a few just lately. Obviously, you got controls on the steering wheel and everything. Your lights can come on automatically if you wish, which is good. It knows if it's day or night. That's the cruise control, and obviously electronically adjusting steering wheel and everything. To drive, let me just tell you that this car, it's got to be among the nicest cars I've ever driven. So I've picked a little bit of a wet time to do the video. This number plate's now been transferred off the car. There's a very slight scratch there, if you can see. It's not really noticeable normally. You have to be really examining the car to notice that. So there's the wheel. Tyre on that one is this much tread. Then this side of the body looks pretty much mint. This is the front wheel. Some slight scuffing there. Plenty of tread on the tyre. On the front, surprisingly, no stone chips or anything. It's very, very good condition. I'm usually free from stone chips. There's the third wheel. And the fourth wheels. If you're very picky, you may get one of the wheels done, perhaps. On a car of this age and mileage, I would say it's 9.5 out of 10, and why would you bother? Just enjoy your life. So this plate, like I say, is no longer on the car. In the listing you will see the car with its current reg, the 11 reg, in the pictures. So we're inside the CL500 and we're just going to focus here on some of the paperwork and the history. This is a dyno printout which is showing 769 engine torque, which is 671 at the engine. Not quite sure how to read these things, but it looks like a peak horsepower of around 630 very recently. 10th of June 2020, which is very few miles ago. We've got a brake fluid, four-wheel balance, labour, power steering oil, transmission, oil and filter. Going back a little bit further, which is in 1st of May 2020, we've got engine oil and an oil filter. Previous MOT showing the mileage. So we've got a 2-year wheel alignment, meaning it's been done regularly over time at Quick Fit. Going back before that, we've got quite an extensive brake discs again, sender unit, mirror frame, brake disc. So a full brake overhaul, which was in the end of 2019. So again, recent brakes. This is for the fitting of the Android touchscreen, perhaps, or the supply of it, which is about €1,000, which is of course this fancy navigation system and Android screen that can also be switched back to the normal screen, as you've got ghost buttons, which would be replacing a very dated sort of plastic cowl that was there before. Now we've got some geometry calibrations. It's going back to 71,000 miles, and this is in 2019. So the car's not done many miles since all this work, so it's very, very recently, quite intensively serviced. 2020. Some more electronic stuff I don't understand. Carry out service and repairs. That's going back to 2017. So that's the one previous to the one stuff in 2019. So here we've got now Mercedes service history. This is 47,000 miles, dated 2016. Quite a lot of different works done here. Automatic transmission, so it's had some gearbox servicing. Again, brakes and pads back at 47,000 miles, which would ring about true. That's going back to 2013. This is another one from 2011. £36,000 invoice for the car back in 2014. 2011. Again, dealer services. Got some handbooks there. Extended warranty that the car must have had. Obviously not now due to the age. We've got a spare key in there as well. A nice feature of this car is the soft closed doors. Let's take a little drive in this blue efficiency model. Usually somebody looking at this car will have done the research, but in case you haven't, you've got the TwinTurbo V8. Put the foot down, it's a very lively car without kicking it down, just a nice bit of torque to it. Because if you kick it down, it's very, very rapid, and you'd have to be pretty much driving very extreme to need to do that. And it will just go like an absolute rocket. I mean, if speed's your thing, this is certainly a car for you, because if you drive it like that, it's not for the faint-hearted. However, it does more lend itself to just wafting around like a gentleman in supreme comfort and having just as much power as you need underfoot while just driving normally. Just letting go of the wheel. It's straight and true, it's not pulling from one side to the other. There's no wobbles or shakes on the wheel. Check my mirror. If I just gently apply the brakes again, there's no judder or anything from the discs, so no warped discs. All these things you may find buying a car of this age, but not on this one. It's a very well maintained vehicle and just a lovely place to be. It's a very planted car, and it's got a well engineered traction control as well. This car ranks among the finest in the world. I can just give it a nice waft off. Obviously it's a wet weather. We'll put the foot down a bit. Come back to roadworks. But he just shot up without even trying. I was probably quarter on the pedal then, and it just shot up to 80 mile an hour. You really don't need to encourage this car much. It's telling me it's a 50 mile limit.